Hello, and welcome to Simple Steps to Healthier, More Balanced Living. I'm your host, Certified Health and Life Coach, Kathy Warrens, and this is episode 14, Coaching You into Action, Set Yourself Up for Success. So Jill, one of my clients, had written that my coaching programs had shown her the importance of taking small steps, but more importantly, how to make goals and plan action steps. And that over time, these steps lead to big changes. But I want to focus on the planning action steps. One of the many tools that I give my clients is how to actually plan to be successful, how to set yourself up for success, which is what we're talking about in this week's episode. Coaching you into action, set yourself up for success. If you want a different result, you have to do different things, right? We're going to get real. If you want to experience something you're not already experiencing, whether that's you want to lose some weight, you want to exercise more, you want to take more time for self-care, you want to feel more relaxed, you want to get better sleep, have more energy, whatever it may be, we need to actually do something to help us get to that end result. We have to do something different than we're already doing. We have to add an action, take some action, or think something different. So perhaps we need to think and believe that we are the person that meal preps, that we are the person that can put our phone down and go to bed early 3 nights a week, that we are the person that can take the actions consistently over time to lose the weight. Now, don't let your brain freak out when you hear this, that we have to do all these different things and think these different things. Take a deep breath. Tell your brain it's okay. There's a part of your brain, and it's designed to help us stay at the status quo, to just keep doing our usual thing, right? It takes a lot of energy and brain power to try to start new things or start new habits. So that part of our brain wants to keep everything the same. Now, there is a part of our brain that likes change, right? And, ooh, wouldn't this be great to do this? And I want that. But even if we want to make these healthy changes or move towards a goal that we want, a part of our brain will try to sabotage us if we move too far, too fast. So even listening to all this, that part of your brain might be freaking out like, whoa, wait a minute. We're not going to do all these different things, Kathy, and think all these things. It's scary. Or you may be thinking, yes, I've heard all this before and it's never worked. This time can be different. But anyway, even good changes are changes. And there's a part of our brain that doesn't like that and looks to keep things the same. So when you try to do something new, you need to do it in small steps. You need to use all 7 steps necessary for successful action for developing habits. Now, if you're in one of my programs, you don't have to try to keep all this straight. You just let me coach you. So if we want to make a change or achieve a result we want in an area of our health and life, we will need to take some kind of action, or we would already be living with this result. And we have to repeat this action long enough to see the results, right? Or we have to repeat this action long enough for it to become a habit. Doing our new thing once or twice now and then likely won't get us the result we want. We have to take simple action over time. And that's what this podcast is, right? Simple steps to healthier and more balanced living. So to do that, we're talking about changing something, adding something, thinking something different, and how to set ourselves up for success to do that. In this episode, I'll share why and how I coach my clients into setting themselves up for success each week when we're on a call, or each week at the end of a module if they're listening to it, if they're in a self-guided program, or when I'm coaching them through our group texting app. So I can coach you on a live call. I can coach you through a self-guided program where you're listening to me coach you through modules by asking you helpful questions and giving you strategies and tools. And I can coach you this way through text. No matter how you access me as your coach, I'm giving you specific tools that work in your own life. So why do we need coached into setting ourselves up for success? You may think this seems obvious, but many times we try to make a change, whether that's eating healthier, exercising more, taking more time for self-care, whatever. You fill in the blank with your own desire here. But when we try to take some kind of action or small step toward making that change, we often just start with the actual action itself. So let's say I want to get better sleep. Let's say one of the actions that will help me with that is going to bed earlier. So I'm just going to say, oh, that's my action. I'm going to bed earlier. But how will I set myself up for success to actually go to bed earlier? So maybe I have a bedtime routine that when the time says it's 9:15, I'm going to brush my teeth, etc., and go to bed. We need to think about what will keep us from doing the action and how we can make sure that we actually follow through in doing it, because it's likely not something we're already doing on a regular basis. So just saying we're going to start doing it usually isn't effective or something that we can maintain. If just saying I'm going to blank, work out, eat healthier, lose weight, look for a different job, and not really thinking about what might get in the way of working out, eating healthier, losing weight, looking for a different job, what the obstacles might be, it doesn't set our brains up to stay happy. It's like waking up on New Year's with all those resolutions, right? I used to do it. No judgment if you do it. Like, oh, now I'm saying I'm going to blank, whatever it is. Hey, after all, I'm motivated. I've got my new journal and some nice quotes I've seen on Instagram. I bought the cookbook. I bought the gym membership. I'm ready. And where are you a month later? No judgment. Trust me, I've been there over and over and over before I learned the tools and strategies to help me actually succeed and to help my clients succeed. So when we set a goal or action or intention or whatever the buzzword is for it now, we need to set ourselves up for success before we even decide on the exact action we will take. So we plan out how we will make it easy to do. Remember, we want our action to be pleasurable. We talked about that in a previous episode. We need to think about what obstacles might get in our way of doing this action, just like we talked about in a previous episode. So our obstacle, for example, for this action of wanting to go to bed earlier may be that we just forget that we were going to do that, or we didn't plan enough time to get everything done that evening that we needed to by a certain time to make it to our bedtime. So we want to set ourselves up for success with whatever action we decided to take. And it may be as simple as putting a reminder in our phone so that we don't forget to do this new action that we're not used to doing, or that we're not used to doing this many times per week. So when I coach people on how to set themselves up for success with their actions, we're first thinking ahead to the potential obstacles or what might get in the way, or what usually gets in the way of them doing these actions in the first place. Then we plan around that for success. So let's say you want to eat healthier meals, and we've figured out what healthier meals mean to you, not to me or to anybody else, but what healthier meals mean to you, healthier. Again, this is why I'm general on the podcast, because it all depends on your own goals. Or if you're on a program of mine, I'll give you ideas for action steps and goals around topics. But I'm speaking in general on this show because I don't just help my clients with one thing, weight loss or more energy. I help them with whatever they want in their own health and life. So remember in a previous episode when I said this all starts with the question for yourself of what do I want and why? What do you want and why? Now, this doesn't have to be complicated, big things, so don't freak out. It's simple things too, like I want more energy. I want to lose a few pounds. I want to not feel so bloated after I eat. That was me the last 6 weeks, so I've been coaching myself around that. Or I want to take better care of my body. I want to take better care of my finances, whatever. So let's get back to some examples. If you want to eat healthier, for example, not the all or nothing, remember that 1% healthier. Then, like I said, we figure out what that means in your life. What simple actions that you can take. Maybe for you, that means packing one energy-giving, healthy meal for lunch one day in the next 7 days. I use the word energy-giving food rather than healthy, but I'll explain that more in future episodes, or actually I have a whole program called Eating for Energy, where we're talking about getting energy from our food and finally developing a healthy relationship to food and eating once and for all, so that you don't think you have to do some crazy dieting to finally lose weight and keep it off. But anyway, let's say that your goal for the next 7 days and over time is to take a healthier lunch to work 1 day a week. And yes, we start small. Check out a previous episode for why. So if you're not already used to doing this, we break it down into small steps. Maybe it's, I need to make sure I have the ingredients on hand for this lunch. So how can I set myself up for success to do that? Well, I can make a list of what I need. When will I make the list? When will I plan to go to the grocery store? How will I remember to do it? Maybe I put a note in my phone. We still keep the action simple and pleasurable. So we think about the potential obstacles that might get in our way, and we plan how to set you up for success in your own everyday real world life, right? Not mine, not someone else's, your own life. We keep it real, realistic around your usual everyday responsibilities, right? We might even talk a little about why this action is important to you in the first place, why you want to have a healthier lunch. I use all the previous steps in previous episodes to help you set yourself up for success. We set you up with an action that's not too far from your normal routine. An action that's simple, an action that's pleasurable or associated with pleasure. This may be finding something that you're really looking forward to eating for that healthy lunch. Maybe you say, I saw this recipe online and I've wanted to try it for a while. Or if you're in my program, you see me post what I'm eating in our GroupMe and you want to try it. And so I'll tell you what it is. Trust me, if I'm posting what I'm eating, when I do in my GroupMe community, it's usually something pretty quick and easy with no added chemicals. Now, not all the time. Remember, we're not striving for perfection. I eat McDonald's too. Sometimes it's not all about the beans and almonds and leafy greens. So we think ahead to what might prevent you from following through. Maybe it's time that prevents you from following through, right? So we set a specific time. Or how can we create more time for you to do this? Let me tell you, we can always create time for things that are important to us. Here's an alert, ladies. We are bad at this. We are bad at showing up for ourselves and thinking we can show up for our own needs and still show up for others. Newsflash, we can and should show up for us so that we can show up for others. So yes, your action steps are worth it for everyone, not just you. Okay, side rants over. More on this sabotage that we women do to ourselves. Back to obstacles and setting yourself up for success. So maybe an obstacle for making that healthy lunch is that you don't have the ingredients, and that's been an obstacle. So we set you up for success on how to get the ingredients. Again, this is not rocket science, people. It's just simple, pleasurable, intentional action on purpose that gets done because you have a coach and an accountability partner and a community in our texting app, someone helping you through it. Maybe we make a list of the ingredients. Maybe we, like I said, create more time in your schedule to make this lunch. This is where having someone coach you is so helpful, so you can step back and see what you need to do for success, and someone to help you with follow through until you learn how to follow through on your own. So it's pretty much a given that you'll follow through once you've thought about the obstacles and set up ways to be successful. Instead of just relying on you simply pushing yourself or saying you're going to do something, but not having a plan for how it will be done, because it's something new. It's something new in your life. Also, we want to keep all of your brains happy. When we're trying to do these new actions, like I've said, we want to do it in a way that keeps all parts of your brain happy. That's where, as a habit trained coach, I help you, or your brain will sabotage you. If we try on our own sometimes without coaching, we usually have a hard time sticking with our action or doing it long enough to see results. No judgment. So let me ask you, how can you set yourself up for success? I ask my clients what might get in the way of them following through. So first, it's actually realizing that you need to set yourself up for success, or you'll fall into your old routine, or you'll fall into your old thinking. It's realizing that you need to make sure you have some steps in place to be successful. So maybe you want to work out more. Maybe putting your workout clothes out before you go to bed is a way to set yourself up for success. Maybe sleeping in your workout clothes is a way to set yourself up for success. I taught Zumba for 7 or 8 years, and I know some people who slept in their workout clothes so they literally could just roll out of bed, put their shoes on, and go. We also have mental rehearsals that I teach my clients that can set you up for success. So I have all these techniques and strategies that I use with my clients to help them set themselves up for success. Maybe it's you setting a timer to spend 15 minutes looking through your pantry to check ingredients for that recipe. And we break that down to just one small step so that the whole process doesn't seem overwhelming. Maybe it's finding a YouTube workout video that you'll likely do to set yourself up for success. Maybe it's telling someone else no, so that you can free up time in your own schedule to set yourself up for success. I'm going to repeat that for all the women out there. Sorry, men, but I coach women, and I know we have issues with this. Maybe it's telling someone else no, so that you can free up time and energy and mental space in your own schedule to set yourself up for success. We brainstorm what has gotten in your way in the past, or what you feel like gets in your way of doing these actions. And then we use that information that we got in a non-judgmental way, or as they call it, safe space. We step back. We don't get judgmental, and we set yourself up for success in your own life. So what I need to do to set myself up for success is different than what you need to do to set yourself up for success in your own life and for your own goals. And it's the same with my clients. I can share strategies and tips and ideas, but ultimately I'm coaching you for you. So as I said, I'm general on this podcast, and I keep referring you to coaching with me because that's where we make it individual for you. So again, to give you some more examples, maybe you're wanting to drink more water. And setting yourself up for success could be putting your water bottle next to the front door so that you'll see it before you leave. Again, these are simple steps, right? Based on what your obstacles have been. Maybe setting yourself up for success for eating a little healthier, or to prevent yourself from just coming home from work famished and grabbing anything. That used to be me. Oh my gosh, after I worked my 10-hour day as a speech pathologist in a medical setting, I would come home, I was starving. And the last thing my brain and my body wanted to do was think about cooking something healthy or cooking at all. So I would just grab crap. Again, no judgment. But I started setting myself up for success by having snacks in my van that I could just eat on my way home. So nuts and seeds and an apple, food that gives me energy, so that when I got home, I was in a better frame of mind to actually choose something healthier or have my wits about me to cook. My coach helped me figure this out on a call by helping me step back and get curious about my own situation. And that's what I can do for you. So again, this is very individualized and part of the whole process. So it happens when I coach you on a phone call or in one of my modules in a self-guided program or when we're in a group texting app. Having someone step back with you to look at the obstacles in a non-judgmental way and to use these obstacles to set you up for success is key. Because many times, let's face it, we're too close to our own situation and our own habits and behaviors and ways of thinking that we really benefit from another person or a coach to help us see the choices, to help us overcome the obstacles and reach our goal. If you want to see how all this comes together, go to the show notes and sign up for my free workshop, and I'll teach you all in one setting the process I use with my clients, the 3 ways to get healthier. Take the right kind of action, check your thoughts, and have the right kind of accountability and support. So let me ask you, how can you set yourself up for success in the next 7 days? Plan that out for yourself. Until next time, keep it simple, keep it real.